Hello friends, in this video we are going to revise the subject shallow foundation. A foundation is called shallow when its depth is less than its width. The bearing capacity of the soil can be determined by following formulas. For the gross bearing capacity we have the formula P upon B square plus gamma dF. For net bearing capacity Qn equal to Qz minus gamma dF. For net safe bearing capacity Qn is equal to Qn upon factor of safety, and gross safe bearing capacity Qs equal to Qns plus gamma dF. Here the terms are: P is the applied load on the footing, it is applied load by the superstructure. B is the width of the footing, dF is the depth of foundation, and gamma is the unit weight of the soil. Now bearing capacity determination, we have three failure condition here. One is general shear failure, another is local shear, and third one is puncturing shear failure. Now in general shear failure we can obtain this type of graph between load and settlement. We can see that a sudden failure occur after a peak load is reached. Now in general shear failure we have well defined failure pattern, and for soil having relative density greater than 70%. Now local shear failure, this condition arises for relative density between 30 and 70%. The failure pattern is not sudden like that occurred in the general shear failure. Here the curve is little gentler. Now puncturing shear failure, here we can see that failure is all of a sudden at a small load only. It is applied for relative density less than 30%, and relatively large settlement occurs in puncturing shear failure. Next is our Terzaghi bearing capacity. We have a formula here to determine the bearing capacity of the soil. The formula is CNC plus QNQ plus 0.5 B gamma N gamma. NC, NQ, N gamma are the bearing capacity factors which depends on value of angle of internal friction of the soil. C is the cohesive strength of the soil, Q is the surcharge load, gamma is the unit weight of the soil, and B is the width of footing. For clay soil, value of NC equal to 5.7, NQ 1, N gamma 0. For sandy soil, or we can say cohesionless soil, value of C is equal to 0. For square footing, we have another formula with the modification in the Terzaghi formula. We have Q and U, that is net ultimate capacity of the soil is 1.3 CNC plus Q NQ minus 1 plus 0.4 gamma B N gamma. Circular footing, we have a formula as 1.3 CNC plus Q NQ minus 1 plus 0.3 gamma B N gamma. For rectangular footing, we have a formula as 1 plus 0.3 B by L. Here B is the width of the footing, L is the length of the footing. Now 1 plus 0.3 B by L CNC plus Q NQ minus 1 plus 1 minus 0.2 B upon L 0.5 gamma B N gamma. For local shear failure, we have a condition of angle of internal friction as tan phi m equal to 2 by 3 of phi value, that is obtained from general shear failure. Now Cm means cohesive strength for local shear failure is 2 by 3 of cohesive strength for general shear failure. Another approach to determine the bearing capacity of the soil for clay soil is Skempton bearing capacity. The formula is QNU equal to CU/NC. The Cu value, that is cohesive strength, is obtained from three tests. First one is unconsolidated underend test, second one is unconfined compression test, and third one is vane shear test. Now NC value equal to 5, 1 plus 0.2 dF by B, 1 plus 0.2 B by L. B is the width of the footing, L is the length of footing, DF is depth of foundation, and B is width. And this formula is for rectangular footing. For square and circular footing, we have 6, 1 plus 0.2 dF by B. For strip footing, we have 1 plus 0.2 dF by B. Standard penetration test. This test is used for the indication of relative density of the granular deposits such as sand and gravels. Now in this test, sometimes we use split spoon sampler to obtain the undisturbed sample. Now the load is 65 kg and height of fall is 75 cm. In this test, the sample tube is driven 150 mm into the ground, and the number of blows needed for the tube to penetrate each 150 mm up to a depth of 450 mm is recorded. The sum of the number of the blows required for the second and third 300 mm of the penetration standard penetration resistance or N value. There are some corrections which are applied to the N values. First one is overburden correction and another one is dilatancy correction. Now the overburden correction is used to overcome the effect of confinement. Now N1 equal to N 350 upon sigma bar plus 70. Sigma bar is the effective stress. If the value of sigma bar is greater than 280 kN per meter square, then overburden correction is not applied. Second correction is our dilatancy correction, which is applied for saturated fine sand and silts. N2 equal to 15 plus half of N1 minus 15. Next test is our plate load test for bearing capacity of the cohesionless soil only. In this test, a load of 70 kg per centimeter square is applied and then released. The width of the plate used is 1/5 of width of foundation. Now, in this test, a load versus settlement curve is plotted. Here QUF, this is equals to BF upon BP approximately, where Q is the strength of the foundation and QUP is the strength obtained when we use plate. Now BF is the width of foundation and BP is the width of plate. Now settlement of the foundation and settlement of the plate. This ratio is equals to BF upon BP into BP plus 0.3 upon BF plus 0.3 whole square of this term. Here BP and BF are in meter. Another test to obtain the capacity of the soil is static cone penetration test. That one is used for cohesive soil only. Next topic is our deep foundation or pile foundation. In this one we find out the static pile load capacity, which is QU equal to QPU plus QF. QPU is the end bearing resistance and QF is the frictional resistance of the pile. QPU equal to small QPU into area of base and QF is the FS into AS. AS is the surface area of the pile. Now this QPU value is obtained as for cohesive soil it is QPU equal to CNC, and for granular soil it is sigma bar into NQ. We must be familiar with all these terms. Now here sigma bar is taken corresponding to the depth given as Z equals to 15 times dia of pile for loose and medium sand and 20 times dia of pile for dense sand. Now in this case that is Fs into As. The value of Fs for cohesive soil is alpha Cu, where value of alpha equal to 1 for loose clay and alpha equal to 0.3 for stiff clay. For cohesionless soil, Fs equal to K into sigma average into tan delta, where value of K equal to 1 for loose sand and K equal to 2 for dense sand. Delta value equal to 3/4 of angle of internal friction, and sigma average is the average effective stress from top of the soil layer to the bottom of the pile. Next is our pile group. In clay we are having QUG equal to CU NC area of base block plus alpha Cu AS of the block. Here all the terms are same as that one in the single pile or individual pile. The minimum spacing between the piles in the pile group is given as 3 times dia of pile for frictional pile. Pile group efficiency is given by eta equal to QUG upon n times QU of individual. Here QUG is the strength of the group and n is the number of the pile and QU individual is the individual capacity of the pile. Now another formula to obtain the pile group efficiency is 1 minus theta upon 90 n minus 1 m plus m minus 1 n upon m into n, where m is the number of rows and n is the number of columns. We take into look of the cross section area of the pile group. Now, theta equal to tan inverse d by s, where d is the dia of the pile and s is the spacing between the piles. Next topic in the pile group is settlement of the pile group. This is a very common formula. Delta H equal to CCH upon 1 plus E naught log base 10 sigma naught plus delta sigma upon sigma naught. We must be familiar with all these terms in soil mechanics. Now in the uniform clay deposit we obtain the value of settlement at this point. We start the level from 2/3 of the length of the pile. The thickness of the soil layer is taken as h, and this is h/2. The slope of this distribution of the stress is 2:1. The base, so at the base, this is the hard stratum. Next topic is our negative skin friction. Negative skin friction is usually a downward shear drag acting on the pile or the pile group due to downward sinking of the surrounding soil relative to the piles. The shear drag movement are expected to occur when the segment of the pile penetrates a compressible soil stratum that can consolidate. Now this downward drag may be caused by placement of the fill on the compressible soil, that is due to lowering of the groundwater table, and placing fill on the under consolidated natural or compacted soil. Q dash equal to Q of ultimate minus Q of negative skin friction. Now Q of negative skin friction equal to PLC alpha Cu, where P is the perimeter, L is the length of the pile, alpha, and Cu. This formula is for cohesive soil. For cohesionless soil, we have half of PLC square gamma K tan of delta. Now this delta value lies between half of phi to 2/3 of angle of internal friction. Next topic is our under-reamed pile. Under-reamed piles have one or more bulbs at its lower end. If the bulb is provided lower than the critical depth of the moisture movement in the expansive soil, the foundation will be anchored to the ground and would not move with the swelling and shrinkage of the soil. So this becomes an ideal solution for the swelling soil or black cotton soil. Now if here we have one or more bulb at lower end, if we write the B as diameter of the pile and BB as the diameter of the bulb, then diameter of the bulb is 2 to 3 times of diameter of pile. Now minimum spacing between these bulbs is provided as 1.5 of B. Thank you friends, and don't forget to subscribe our channel.